Hi everyone, it's Lo here again. It's been a while since I made a video with my voice in it, so I thought I would give an explanation behind this speed draw that I'm doing. If you don't want to listen to me talk for so long because the video is quite long, just turn off the sound, watch this video without sound and put some music in the background because I always like music under my speed draws, but this time it's different. I wanted to make a video with all of my current OCs, so that's what this speed draw will contain. And I'll go over every OC in this drawing. You can see the names very vaguely in the sketch, but I'll go over them. The first one is Yanni. Yanni is one of my more recent OCs. I came up with him when the MNQN album dropped. If you don't know the band, check them out. They're very great. I love their music. The lead singer is Desmond Bates. He also sings for Starset, and that's my favorite band, so you know it's good. Anyways, Yanni is an AI, he's an android, and his backstory is a bit odd, but I won't go into detail because I am working on an animatic that explains his backstory way more. If I go into detail, I'll spoil it, so I won't do that. And as you can see here, I'm drawing the logo that I also used for my animatic of the Down with Fallen. He is made by the same people that you can see in animatic. Yeah, the same people that destroyed the whole poor boy's life in that animatic also made Yanni. And that's just a neat little Easter egg. I became very attached to Yanni in a very short amount of time. I came up with him a year ago, and now I just really like him ever since I made that Man on the Moon animatic. And the animatic I'm working on right now is on the song Perfect Machine by Starset, of course. Hey, Yanni really clicked with the whole album. So the idea behind AI that can sing, that's what MNQN is about, really hit me. And Yanni is not really much of a singer anyways, but like the idea of an AI character just really, I really like that idea. I came up with Yanni and he's just been in the back of my mind ever since. When the animatic drops, you can all get to know his backstory a little bit more. It might be a little bit fake, but I'll answer any questions you guys have about that. That's Yanni. Here I am drawing another character, Bart, which is recent, and I wanted to add him to the bench. So next I'm drawing Phil, and Phil is really one of my favorites. He always will be. He's the embodiment of love for me. I love him. The difficulty that I had with this drawing was the color, because usually I draw Phil on a white background, but that would stand out too much because everyone else has color, so I thought Phil should have color as well. So I had a hard time choosing like what color his skin would be and how it would blend in with his hair, because his hair is white, of course. So that was difficult with this drawing. So I drew little hearts on his nails as an Easter egg for people to know like he's love and he's. So you can see I just blend in his hair and looks a little bit off. Next up is Val. Of course, many of you know Val. He is just as close to me as Phil is. Well, I just made him white hair because that would be much easier. I didn't give him extra color. I basically just drew him like I always did without giving him too much detail. It's weird because all of my OCs have like a different art style actually. Well, Phil and Val are very close, but Yanni is completely different from both of them. And it was very difficult to make them all match, but I think I managed to do alright. Because Val and Phil are more for animations and Yanni is more for drawing. Like, if you've got a character with a lot of color, a lot of detail, then it will be very difficult to animate. So Val and Phil are more for animation, and that's why they have simpler art styles. In this drawing, that kind of makes them stand out a little. I don't mind. And here I realized that he's behind Yanni, so he should have shadow. Next is one of you guys' favorite, Sestri. I seem to be getting a lot of people that say, well, Sestri is my favorite character, you should bring him back. I really want to make another animation about him, but I really have no idea what that should be about. So with this I decided to do the color first instead of the lines, because that would fit more of like the nature. Nature really doesn't have outlines, of course, so yeah. I did the color first and then the outlines. It was really weird to get the texture of wood in a drawing, so I kind of tried to make it with a different brush set. It was really weird because of course it doesn't really look like wood because it's a drawing. I'm not gonna take the actual texture of the wood and place it over it because I want to draw this all by hand, so I just kind of improvised with the texture. A lot of you really like Sestri, so I should really bring him back. If any of you just have any ideas what kind of adventure he will be in now, hit me up because I really need ideas for Sestri. I don't have a lot now. For now, he's not coming back, but he's not forgotten. He will always be in my heart. And in yours, of course, because you really seem to like Sestri. Next up is B, and well, I don't really have a lot to say about B. I had a lot of fun adding his fur texture thingy, so I had fun drawing B. I think it turned out great. So next up is Elf, and Elf is, well, he's an elf and he's 11 years old. Elf is not new, but he was, before I started drawing him a lot, he used to be an OC of one of my stories. I have a lot of characters for writing stories, and Elf originated in one of them, and that story was about an emotionless boy in this world who traveled to a fantasy world. Well, in that fantasy world, he started looking for emotions, and he met Elf there. And Elf is kind of a side character / main character. He was important, kind of, in the story. So I always loved him, and he's been one of my favorite characters for writing that I came up with. Recently I started drawing him a lot again, and I couldn't stop. He's just so fun to draw. Also very hard because he has very big eyes. He's supposed to be childish, of course, he's only 11 years old in human years, not in elf years. It's really hard to make his eyes not look super weird, but still look big and childish. And he has this very round face. He's just so cute. And he's also very goofy. He loves ice cream. He's super childish. He's always having fun. He can really entertain himself for long periods of time. You can just give him something and he'll be entertained for hours. So yeah, Elf is really fun. I had a lot of fun drawing him. So that were all my light OCs, as I call them. You will see at the end of the drawing there is this drop shadow. No, there is this gradient of light to dark. It's because some of these characters have a little bit more of a dark background or a dark personality. So you can see here I'm trying to fit in a gradient because of their personalities. So they're ranked by personality. So next up, those are Hunter and Prey. So this is a duo and they originated in a dream I had. And I really wanted to make an animation about this dream, but I kind of gave up halfway. It never got finished. The first part of the animation is still somewhere on my computer, but I never finished the second part. But the story behind them is that they live in a world where it's like kill or be killed. Kind of dark. They're basically kind of like meat eaters, cannibals. I don't know if I can talk about that on YouTube, but yeah, they're dark. The one with the 3 scars on his eyes, he wanted to eat the other guy next to him. It was like the hunter. The guy on the left was like the prey. In this story, the hunter becomes the prey and the prey becomes the hunter. So it's in a world where you can eat or be eaten, and once you get eaten, you become an eater, as I could explain it. It was a very weird dream. And they hate each other. I won't go into too much detail because maybe once I'll finish this animation, then I can explain the whole story. But it's pretty dark. I don't really want to talk about it too much because it's supposed to be a fun speedrun. If you guys are really interested in this story, then I'll try to animate it, try to finish it. But for now, this is just a forgotten project. But the OCs are still, I really like them. They have a fun idea behind them. I like the personalities they have, so I'll still draw them a lot. But I'll just have to find a better way to explain their story. Here I am shadow fixing Yanni because I realized oh wait, he is part dark and he should be in the dark, so I added an extra shadow. I really had difficulty drawing shadows. I am working on anatomy right now to make the anatomy of my characters a little bit better, to draw humans a little bit more realistic. But the other problem I have is with shadows. You can kind of see that in this drawing. I really tried my best to make the shadows work, but I think it's still it could be a lot better. So here's the return of Mr. Sinister. I explained this character in my OCs video. That is where I asked you guys to give him a name, and well, the poll really didn't work out, so I will just have to call him Mr. Sinister. By the way, there is a song called Mr. Sinister by the band I Don't Know How But They Found Me. That's a great band, but they haven't officially released that song. And I am still waiting on that. It's been 2 years. They played it live before, but they've never released it on studio. So I am here listening to a cover of that song by someone else. Please, they have to release that song. I love that song. Go ahead and look it up. It's a really nice song. It's very dark, but I like dark songs anyways. They have to release that song soon. I hope so. So this is Jerome, and Jerome is kind of a rich boy. I don't know how I came up with it. It was probably when I listened to a song, and suddenly this drawing of a guy with really long hair and tired eyes popped up in my head. I think he kind of looks like Darkiplier. I don't know how I can fix that, make him not look like Darkiplier, because it's obviously a different character. I don't want him to be related to Darkiplier. I really like Darkiplier, guys, but this is Jerome. It's somebody else. So the one thing they have in common is they're very manipulative, and they both wear suits and they both have dark hair and dark eyes. Jerome is a rich boy, as I said. He comes from a very rich family, and they gave him basically everything that he wanted. Jerome never really had to work for anything, so that translated into his adult life. He never really wants to do anything. He wants everything done for him. He's also very spoiled. If he wants something, he will get something. He will manipulate people into giving it until he has it. So yeah, he's a spoiled rich boy with insomnia, and that's why he has these dark eyes, and he looks tired all the time. And he never goes to the hairdresser. grows his hair as long as he wants it, because who are other people to tell him what to do, you know, eh? And well, the last is Bart. And Bart is pretty new. I made him a while back for D&D. He's supposed to be a bard. That's why I call him Bart. As you guys can notice, I am so good at naming characters. Like, so original every time. Elf, Bart, yeah, great. So Bart is kind of the opposite of Phil. Not that he's like against love. He's kind of a fuckboy. He just, yeah, he doesn't really care about anyone. He just wants girls and that's it. He doesn't really care about them. He's not too big on love. Yeah, he's kind of a dick actually. He's not nice. Yeah, he has a pretty face. Like, you know those e-boys on TikTok? I think he kind of represents them. Like, he's an e-boy, he smirks into the camera, he looks pretty kind of. He has this strong jawline, he has piercings. Not that I have anything against e-boys or piercings, but he's just supposed to be kind of a douchebag. And of course I use him to play a bard in D&D, so he has a guitar, he can play guitar very well. He's very charming, I should give him that. And he has this nice curly hair. I really like curly hair. I don't really like Bart. I mean, not his personality, but I like his character. His face just looks a little bit weird here. His right eye is a little bit too much up. So well, that was the speed draw. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys like listening to my explanation behind it. And well, this is the finished drawing, as you can see it here. Low out.